Welcome to another edition of Monday Night Football. Sorry, I got these shades on because, we feel a lot of haters coming in, so we want to block the haters out from the Atlanta area. When you get three teams in this area, in the state finals, 10 teams in the last 3 years, there seems to be a lot of haters around. So we got to block them out for right now. But for the show, we're going to go ahead and take them off. But, they will come back on later.
That's fair. Man, Juan, 3 teams. I'll be honest, just right out of the gate, I wasn't sure we were going to get to this point. I thought we were going to be. There was a point in the quarters, right, that I thought, or even the round of 16, I was like, we might be lucky to get one team in.
You did say we may be lucky to one team in, and I go back and look at it as of what ifs.
And I thought we might be lucky to get one team in the semis.
And we got 3 in the semis,
and now 3 in the finals.
But I go back and look at it as what ifs. I'm looking at 4A, and I see there's a team by the name of Westminster in the final, who, by the skin of their teeth, beat Southeast.
By every edition of any way you want to put it,
barely. So, potentially that could be Southeast in that place, but paying a tough Johnson squad. And then we had your alma mater, Northwest, the team that they got beat by, North Oconee, making it all the way through the semis before they got put out by, obviously, a Johnson High School.
I tell you, I've seen enough penalty shootouts and been on the wrong side of them enough in the last 2 to 3 weeks to last a lifetime.
So 3 in the finals. Let's go to the scoreboard. We got an OptiLink scoreboard for y'all. These are all from the quarterfinals, right, Todd? I think I was at the Dalton-Chambly game. That was a very
absolute barn burner.
Yes. It could have went either way. Dalton comes out 4-3. And it's not Chamberlain, it's Chambly. You were at the Corral?
Yeah, big game out of Cullah Creek in that one. Peach County come over. It looked like it was going to be tight, but then Creek did what Creek does, put the stranglehold on them and put them down 4-0.
And then I was at the Lions Den for Christian Heritage 5-1 win over Lake Oconee, thanks to Georgia Tacos. I think even LOA fans enjoy those tacos. They said they weren't going to have to stop on their way home.
Wow, and we can talk about the food in just a minute, too.
Oh, yes. And then in the semis, we had Dalton, only team going away. And from my understanding, that's the second time in school history they've had to play a state semifinal on the road. And they come back and, and pretty much easily handle Flowery Branch 6-0.
Yep. And Cullah Creek taking care of Hebron Christian 6-0. That one, once again, you kind of get up for it, and then they went down really easy.
And then Christian Heritage, I was at that game. The score was 3-1. The score was probably not as indicative of what the game was played out if in person. Christian Heritage pretty much controlled the game, and we'll discuss that more. They control possession. They did what they want, but they come out 3-1, and they are in the state final. First time since they moved into GHSA, and that now rounds out how many since 2017.
So why not? Let's talk about the historical precedents.
Let's go.
Right?
Let's discuss
So let's just talk about in the past 2 years. 6 high schools are in Dalton-Woodfield County.
Correct.
All 6 will, as of this week, will have participated in the state championship on the boys' side. Will participate in the state championship in the last 2 years.
Yes.
That is just crazy to even think about.
It is crazy. It just means that every high school in the area has the skilled athletes, the skilled players, and now Christian Heritage was the one, and they bid it off. They're in there, and let's just go back, take it back another year. Since 2000, the year after COVID, 2021, we've had 10 teams, 3-21, 4-22, and now another 2023. You find any other area the size of Dalton, Rome, Gainesville, Columbus, Augusta, you name it. You find any other area, let us know. Call us. We'll put the shades back on, but I don't think anybody can put those numbers up.
Yeah, I thought about, I was like, well, I'm sure I could do a deep dive here and really get into who's been where. I just don't have the time, quite frankly. But you have to think about what's happening here. It's probably has some sort of historical significance somewhere, and I don't know even how to start to measure it. But it's sensational. It's worth keeping an eye on, and it draws a lot of attention from. We get messages and stuff all the time on social media from different areas. About hey, really impressed with what's going on in Dalton. So we're on the map. All right, and it's these programs, it's kids, the commitment, it's all there.
And let's just look at it from, where this all started. Like, obviously, all the high school teams get the recognition, correct? So they're all going to get the recognition because that's where these players are getting known. Well, where people are knowing them from. Right. But let's go back. It goes back to that club ball, and it goes back to, and you and I have discussed it off air. It goes back to when Dalton area decided, you know what, we're going to make our own club teams. We don't want our kids having to travel to Chattanooga. So now you started, going back to the late 2009s, early 2000s. You had Correcaminos FC. You had NGHSA, which was formed. So then you had all these clubs that are just hammers. Yep. So these are all clubs that are coming in, and ever since these clubs came in, these kids are playing soccer year round. Yep. Your boy White Chocolate, who just walked in, and I'm assuming
spoiler alert, we got an interview coming up.
But I'm assuming he played club ball all year. So these boys are playing where when we played, what was it? It was just let's play for that
high school.
Yeah, when we played, it was just during the season, and then pretty much we weren't playing. We were doing other sports, but that's the thing I think, because there was a comment on one of our things, and we did let them know, hey, we've always recognized the thing in club ball. It's playing its dividends. We will see it on the girls eventually. It's going to take some time on the girls' side because the teams in Atlanta have been doing it for years. Well, not years; they've been doing it for decades. So.
Yes, club ball on the girls' side has been down in Atlanta as long as the guys'
soccer.
side.
Yeah,
so there's some ground to make up there, but it's happening. But just. When you look at everything and you look at the big picture, there's definitely historical significance. And, I'm thinking, is this the peak? And what if I said, I don't think this is the peak. I don't think this is as good as it can get. I think that Whitfield County is in a position to maintain this dominance for years to come. I think, a few little things need to happen to make sure that keeps going. But at the same time, I think we're just now arriving.
All you got to do is drive around to the local parks right now. Go to we've got 4 brand new FIFA fields. Every local field's getting turfed up. We got 15 seconds, but I think it's going to continue. There are the investments here, the community's buying in, and I see it just continue on down the road. We'll have that. But with that, we're going to go to commercial break, and when we come back, Dalton.
Big D.
So we will see you in here in a few minutes.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
Hey, welcome back to Monday Night Football. All right, it is time for Dalton. So, man, last week I had 2 games. First game coming in is the quarters
Quarters.
versus Chambly, a tough Chambly team. We knew they were going to be big, physical. This was the question for me, right? Would they stand up to the physicality of a Chambly?
And they stood up. They were winning 1-0 at half. When I pulled up after leaving the Lions' den, they were up 1-0.
But that game got wild.
It got very wild. And I think we got some highlights of the game.
Yep. So, Pete, whenever you're ready, we can roll into these highlights.
So here we go.
Thank you, Mama Ortiz, as usual.
And like I said, they're already down 1-0. So they're having to come back. This is all second half. So they're having to come back. They're starting to apply the pressure. And there was the first goal right there.
Now that goal, was that Chris?
No, I think it looks like it's Luis.
Favela.
Yeah, Luis from Favela.
Yeah, I didn't see the blonde hair streaking across.
No, that was Luis Favela.
I think that was his first goal.
Yes.
Because at the end he comes through with the winner.
Yeah,
as
he
well,
scores.
right?
He scores a brace. He comes in with a winner.
So you're sitting here watching. If you're watching, the momentum go back and forth.
It's going back and forth. And then the thing is, I don't think we have it on video. Dalton goes down to 10 men due to Israel Sawyer, their goalkeeper, getting a straight red. Now, don't know if it was a red. Couldn't tell. There wasn't really much to it, but the ref thought there was. And this right here is another goal. Great header. And that was Chris CeeLo Lopez right there. Sophomore has come in clutch big time this year. I mean, for me, I think if you look at that Dalton squad, I don't know about you, but I think when Dalton's needed some kind of spark or something, he's been there. Northwest, what's he do? No, Southeast, what's he do?
Yep.
Rattle the crossbar.
Yep.
What's he do? Like 2 minutes later, nails it,
Right.
scores on it. So we didn't have the Luis Favela game-winning goal, but we did catch up with him after the game. So, Pete, if you can run that interview, that'd be great. I had to fight off a couple of reporters for him, but we did get the interview,
nice.
yes.
And David Salton had that PK.
Luis, you scored the tying goal and then the winning goal. So how does it feel, putting Dalton into the semis again for the second year in a row? And just explain the emotions that you had with the tying goal and the winning goal there.
It feels good. Tying the goal, I mean everything. They just let us know that we were in it still. And then winning the winning goal. Scoring the winning goal is just a bunch of emotions. Something I've never felt before. And I was just really glad to score that.
So what were you thinking on that? Because it was literally a breakaway. You caught it one-on-one. What was going through your mind? Go through the process. Did you already have the side picked out, or you just watching the keeper see what he was doing?
Honestly, it was just I just wanted to score, put it in the back of the net. That's all I thought about. I wasn't thinking about anything else. Just run it to the goal and shoot it in.
What can you say about this Dalton team? This team this year seems to have this character. It don't matter if you're down 2-1, 3-1. It looks like you guys have this fighting spirit. Last year's team, would let teams back in. But what is the difference between this year's team compared to last year?
The difference, in my opinion, this team is just they're all, it's just family. We all work together. We work hard, and we don't put each other down. If something happens, just get back up, just keep going.
All right, and well, thank you very much for this time. And like I said, good luck in the next round.
Thank you.
And that was Luis Favela. I literally caught up right after the game. We had Daily Citizen News interviewing him, a couple other news outlets want to talk to him. Pretty much just, we asked about the goal, walking through how, what was his mentality. He said, hey, I was just focusing, trying to get the goal in. Ask him what the mentality is. What was the mentality of this team compared to last year? Because, this team, for some reason, has this fight that last year's team, would let teams come back in the game, tie them up. This team right here, if they're losing, they don't
saw
lose
them. They were taking a punch and then dishing a punch.
So.
And all the way to them. The winning goal, there was less than 5 minutes left.
No, less than 2.
Less than 2
minutes and game-winning goal.
To me, that's a hallmark of a championship team that's able to put themselves in a position, continually take punches and look like they're down.
Yeah.
And then
because they had adversity. You got to think about it. They were playing 10 men.
Yep.
They were playing with 10 men. I can't remember if it was like 15, 20 minutes.
And they just kept turning up the heat.
They turned up the heat, and that's the thing about Dalton. They just press. That's their game, is to press. If they're gonna press you from the moment you get the ball. If you lose it, they're already countering, coming back, and you're always on your heels. Yeah. And that's why teams have to play direct. They got to go over the top to try to spring them out. But we've seen how successful that is.
So that win put them into the semis. Yep. So fast forward to Friday night.
So
they got to travel.
They had to travel because they lost because the universal coin flip went lower bracket. So anybody that was in lower bracket got to stay home. Dalton was in the upper bracket. they had to travel. So Pete, if you got those Flowery Branch highlights, you know.
So I thought this one was going to be a lot closer than what it was. I'm not going to lie, but inside just a couple of minutes, they're already up. Angel Salasis just puts them up just first thing.
Within 3 minutes, right there, already up 1-0.
Now, of course, I'm sure they thought the gates were going to open just immediately, but that's not how it happened. That goal stood up through the first half, I believe, and then the floodgates opened, right?
Yes.
So boom, right there.
I swear when I saw
the hero of the last game, Luis Favela.
And I swear, Todd, when you sent me a picture of these cats, I thought that this is the PK that Little Mesa stopped.
Yep.
I mean, that's a great confidence booster, not only to him but also to the whole Dalton team, because you lose your starting keeper, and now you're going down to your second string, backup keeper.
Yeah, and we were worried about that. Like, what's that going to look like with Mesa coming in after Israel starting all year, and it was almost seamless.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of performance you'd like to see.
See, look right here.
The game was well in hand.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he got tested, came up big, going to be a big boost for confidence. So,
and this is what I'm saying. Look, Chris gets bumped off. He goes right back, doesn't stop.
What does he like to say?
Huh?
He got that dog.
He's got that dog in him. Look at him right here. Look, Angel flicking a pass in, boom. I mean, they just relentlessly put this pressure on at the end. Flowery Branch, they did their best. They just couldn't contain them. As mentioned, they went up and won 6-0, easily winning. And now they're in the semis.
So goals in that game by Angel Salasis, Luis Favela, David Saldana, 2 by Ivan Rodriguez, and then you saw Andre Meza with the big PK stop.
So
they're in the final now. That's going to be this
fourth straight year they're in the final.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, you got to think about it. They went back to COVID 2019, 21, 22, and now 23. Back-to-backs. They were in a final last year. They should have won. Let's just put it out there. If some things hadn't happened, they should have won that one. So they potentially could have been going right now for a 4-peat.
Yep.
And I don't think anyone's done that since those private schools in the mid-90s, 2000s down in Atlanta, like St. Pius or somebody like that.
So be advised, that game, it was originally slated to be down in Macon. Mercer, at Mercer in Macon. Apparently, Mercer was unaware that they were hosting a state final. I mean,
don't know how.
Hey, that'll sneak up on you. You got to be careful. So that'll be 7:30 in Duluth.
Which makes it easier. It's not going to be that bad of a commute. There may be a lot more Daltonians at the game than if it was at Mercer, because
that's fair.
Now they wanted to be there till coming home at 1:30 in the morning. So. With that, we're getting ready to go to commercial break, and we got to come back. Oh, we got the creek going down to the corral. We'll see you here in a few minutes.
Growing up, we moved around a bunch. My dad was a doctor, and we wound up moving to a bunch of different states. And you really get a glimpse moving around a lot to see how a lot of people are struggling. And there was a big draw inside me to kind of help those people during difficult times. I had no intention of being a lawyer. I had a forestry degree and I wound up teaching environmental education, but it was the environmental justice that really drew me to the law. So I wound up joining an employment law firm out in Denver. When I was working in Denver, I was also doing trial advocacy, and Casey Geiger, he was on the trial advocacy team. So we got to know each other that way. We stayed in touch throughout the years until eventually we decided to join together. I think the culture of a firm is important, and at Geiger Legal Group, we certainly have a very good firm culture. When the firm culture is one of family, that encompasses the clients. The whole reason for the firm are our clients, and treating them like family is just a natural extension. Whether it's my immediate family or whether it's the family of clients that we help, I try to approach it in the same way, which is respect and caring towards those people. These are people who are coming to you at the worst times in their lives. Whether it's a small case or a catastrophic case, I'm going to put the same effort in for each client to make sure they get the best result that they possibly can. I think of the law as a service industry. We really are a service industry, and that we're here to serve our clients. It's not the other way around. And I would hope that each client leaves our representation understanding and really appreciating that. For anyone who's struggling with issues at their workplace or personal injuries, I urge you to call Geiger Legal Group.
And welcome back to Monday Night Football. As it used to be the Todd edition where we talked about Northwest Brewers.
I had to shift. I got to shift.
It's still blue, but it's a different shade of blue.
Yeah, I know. And they'll fight you over that.
So now you, let's go. You were down at the creek. I mean, this is all you. I didn't really watch much of these cats all year, but I know you did because it's closer to you.
Yeah. So first off, I go and hey, there's tacos there. Chella's Tacos was there both nights. So hey, here's what I like.
How do you rate them against Georgia Tacos, or is that a conversation for?
That's an off the record.
Okay.
Here's what I say. The food was great. Environment was great, and I like the fact that that's becoming the expectation, right?
Yes.
When there's big games around town, there's going to be a taco truck because when we show up, we want to eat, right? We want to enjoy the game.
Well, but we were upset that one year. Remember that one game, Southeast Northwest, concession stands were closed. We couldn't get nothing that day.
I know.
So you got to talk to your alma mater there,
I know.
buddy.
Hey, we're slowly building up here, but the concessions have been great. Like they had them out at Christian Heritage, they had them out at Color Creek, so we're getting there. So anyway, moving on to the game, we had Color Creek coming in at 17-1-2 versus Peach County. This was the quarterfinals. We can go ahead and roll those highlights.
And you know what? I hate to say this, but Creek has really crept in here and not really been challenged.
Yeah,
they've not been challenged.
They're handling business. So right off the bat here, you see now this was all Saul Barsanis in this game. 3 goals and drew the penalty for the 4th goal. I've said it over and over again. This man is the driving force for Creek. So goes Saul, so goes Creek. That left foot it's an educated piece of art that he can shoot from. He never saw a shot that he didn't like with that foot.
Man, he's reminding me of David Beckham. I don't know if you cats have ever saw David Beckham play in his prime, but
and he was to set up this PK. You see here, I think it's Omar Mendiola converts this right here, but that may have been Miggy. But anyway, he's concussed on that right there. Saul is, and then just moments later, he goes back. I don't even say he concussed, but he got throat chopped basically. He comes back in, and then he scores this banger. I'm telling you, this guy's a man on a mission. So that sets it up right there. Final score of this game, 4-0. I caught up with a couple of the boys after the game. I think it was Miggy and Saul. But it looks like I'm showing favorites, but those guys, they really stood out. Yeah, they talk, and they really stood out in the game. So we can roll that interview when you're ready there, Pete.
Let's go, Pete.
Hey, this is Todd with Monday Night Football. I'm out here at Cahulla Creek, and I got Saul and I got Miggy with me. Again, I'm not playing favorites. You two played some huge roles tonight in your 4-0 win over Peach County. Miggy, let's start with you, man. You had to fill in for Tony tonight. He had the red card in the last game. Tell us a little bit about filling in for him tonight.
I mean, it was definitely way more pressure than before, because he was one of our main players. So yeah, it was a huge role to fill. But I mean, we got the job done. I kept telling the team, I was like, I believe in y'all, and we got this. We just kept the pressure going, and yeah. Awesome.
And Saul, you went beast mode tonight. You had the hat trick. You had 2 goals in the first half, and then you had the head injury in the second. So tell us a little bit about the head injury, and then coming back and just scoring that banger.
The sun was in my face, so I really didn't see where the goalie was coming to. So I saw the ball in the air, so I tried to win, and then he gave me a punch right on the neck, so it knocked me out. And then I was just, at first I was scared. I was panicking because I didn't know if I was okay. I felt like I wasn't okay. My head started feeling weird, but then I got up.
And then tell us about that 3rd goal you scored.
Honestly, all my players, they wanted me to score again just so we can keep going ahead and ahead, and it felt so great getting that 3rd goal.
All right, so you guys are set to host a semifinal here Friday night. What's your mindset? Where's your head at moving forward?
We just gotta keep our mindset strong. We gotta go in no matter what team we come across, we have to take the dub. We have to do anything to take the dub.
Yeah, that's what I told them. I was like, it don't matter if Tony ain't in. We still had to go out there and give it all. Tony wasn't in, and we still got the job done. Imagine with Tony in, it would have been a totally different game.
All right, boys. Well, good luck moving to the semifinal Friday night. We'll see you back here at the Creek. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, thanks to Saul and Miggy for giving me that interview. You see, they're sporting the fresh Edgar, man.
Fresh Edgar.
Yeah, man, it was looking good right there. Even after that was after 80 minutes, man. They already broke a sweat. They didn't look like
they sweated.
I know, they clean.
And they didn't look like they sweat the next game either. They turn right around on Friday and play Hebron Christian.
Hebron Christian.
And,
Heber Knights.
the Hebronites and 6-0 final. Like, this team is not. They've just on a mission.
We can roll those highlights, Pete. I'll tell you. So this is the team that was on the field wasn't bad. The keeper struggled, pretty much shell-shocked from the beginning of the game. Tony put in like 2 long balls.
It's just some very soft goals.
A couple of soft goals, and after that, it was on. And man, so he gets a hold of one right there.
No, that's not a soft goal.
No.
That's a great goal.
No.
Man, his left is like deadly.
I'll tell you, it reminds me of, and I know some of you new schoolers ain't gonna know, but there used to be a player called Preki. Went by. Always fear a guy that goes by one name.
Played with the Los Angeles Galaxy.
For a time he did,
Yes.
but he had the left foot, son, and that's a lot like Saul. Like, you know it's coming, you just can't stop it. So we had goals in this game. Had a couple by Tony. Cruz chips in with a couple. Saul with the one at the end, and then Nathan Camacho rounds out the scoring for a 6-0. And really towards the end, it was really getting celebratory. They could smell it. They knew it was coming. This game was never in question, never out of hand.
Did it get chippy?
It didn't get chippy.
Okay.
It got too bad, too quick, and it was too dominant. It was never a contest.
At least that's good to know. Oh, this is the. Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, that's that. I believe that was the opening goal. That was a softie right there. And like I said, I felt really bad for a lot of the field players because, you let in 2 soft goals in the beginning. You dig yourself in a hole against a team like Creek who are just going to, here's what their game is, right? Their game is to turn you over in your offensive third and then, boom, go for the killer pass to get right in.
It sounds like a little Dalton Light.
It's not to play possession. It's not. They can't. The talent's there to play possession, but that's just not what they do. As soon as they get the ball, they're looking to counter immediately.
And they're playing Oconee County this Wednesday at Mercer.
Yep.
So they will travel. And another tidbit here: this is their 3rd state championship final since 2019.
Yep.
They lost against Westminster in 2019. 21, they came back, beat Westminster in the final. They didn't make it last year, but we talked to Jacobo last year. He said, we're going to come back next year hungry. This team is not, they were disappointed that they got put out. And now they're in the 3rd final in the last 5 years.
I mean, the hunger's there. Like, I've talked to all the players. You can see it. It's championship or bust for those guys. They got that championship mentality. Like, this whole team has got that dog in them. You know what I mean? So I think this is going to be a tough game.
It is going to be tough.
I really do. You're looking at a team that's 18-1-2. They're coming out of that Athens region we talk about. So I think we got one common opponent. But we'll talk a little bit about that more later. Coming up next, we're going to hit the Christian Heritage.
See you in a few minutes.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Cancillas.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? What would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams a reality.
At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
At Coldwell Banker Kennard Realty, we've been serving our community since 1974 with offices in Dalton, Calhoun, Ringgold, Cartersville, and Cleveland, Tennessee. We've got you covered.
Welcome back to Monday Night Football. We're at the halfway edition of Championship Edition of Monday Night Football.
And we got special guests waiting in the green room.
Yeah, waiting in the green room.
Just so you know, you're in the green room.
He's sipping on some soda. We got him some Chick-fil-A over there. So
no, didn't
I get. Come on, that's how we treat our guests here, right?
All right.
So, but let's get the Off the Link scoreboard real quick. We want to run through these scores because it's Christian Heritage time. Dalton 4-3 over Chamblee in the quarters. Culla 4-0 over Peach County. Christian Heritage easily over Lake Oconee 5-1. All dubs. And then let's go to the final of the semis. 6-0s for Dalton over Flowery Branch and Coahulla Creech over the Heber Knights. And then Christian Heritage with a 3-1 win over Atkinson County.
We're going to get in trouble for saying
we are, but you know, it's like you called Sonoraville earlier.
We can't say that anymore. They came back.
Yeah, they came back and beat Southeast on
we can't do that.
But let's go. Hey, I was able to watch both of these games. I didn't watch much of the Lake Oconee game. I really just went to go eat tacos, and I watched 30 minutes of it and then left because they were in control.
Tell you, tacos is a big draw.
It was. So if you pull up those highlights, this is the versus Lake Oconee.
Hey, Elliot Forsman getting in there. Hey, low key, Elliot Forsman plays in the shadow of Pridgeon and Marco. But he's had a solid season. So
he has.
Give him some respect.
He's able to pull the defense out wide, and then that opens up the space in the middle for Peter and Marco.
But then in this game, it kind of did become the Marco show after Elliot opened.
Yeah,
up the
Marco
scoring.
became. I think he was man of the match. He ended up scoring a.
Just abuse it. Why you got to do that to him, Marco? Why you got to do that to him? He's got a family.
And they're outside, Marco.
Man, somebody's going to pick this kid up.
So what's the word with him on the street?
Somebody's going to get a solid player.
And we want to thank Christian Harris for these highlights. I think top
Thank you,
notch.
Pat and Hunt. Appreciate this.
Yeah, he is hooking it up. I talked to him a little bit after the semifinal game, and just admired them on their Instagram page on how well they do it. They take pride in that. So, and here they are advancing to the.
Oh, what about this?
Oh,
Rachel getting
getting a bath. Look at her.
That's good stuff right there.
And then the crowd, they actually bum rushed the field twice. They bum rushed it for this one, and then they did it for the other one. Now,
hey, you know what? Those fans are recognizing that this team is special. There's something about this team, and we've known it for the majority of the season, right?
Yes.
And there's some special players. This just seems to be kind of a magical season that they're happening. And, of course, hopefully we get the coronation of that season, this week. But before we got there, they advanced to the semifinal, right, where they took on Atkinson County.
From way down South Georgia. 6-hour drive from what some of the parents said.
I thought this game would be close, and it wasn't a blowout. So
it wasn't a blowout, but Pete, if you run those highlights, it wasn't a blowout, but pretty much
it was Peter Pridgeon handling.
So this is just the episode of the lefties. He is a lefty. All three of his goals were lefty. Just like Saul Barcenas. I think we just need to get him in a free kick contest so you can just hit the best left foot.
I'm here for it.
And then right here he sets it up. Boom.
What's this duck though?
Yes.
Way to not play it. Nice dummy.
So the one thing, for me, for Atkinson County, probably the best player on the team.
What a great hug right here, too, Coach.
Was their goalie. Their goalie was a beast. It's just the team. Obviously, they were shorter and they were good, but they just weren't able to keep the pace. Talking to the assistant coach, Hunt, at the end of the game, they sort of went against what they were expecting. They sort of dropped back and let Christian Harris control the possession. Control, what they want to do, and Christian Harris did, and I was a little bit surprised, in a good way, the way Christian Harris was able to handle the ball. They possess it, they would drop it back, work it from the back, go up to the right side, switch it over if nothing was back. So they didn't force anything. If they didn't have anything, they'd bring it back and work it around the other way.
And kudos to them for being able to adapt and change to that situation. That's not always a thing that's easily done. When you're used to being the team that's the countering team, and the other team is glad to let you have the possession, it's strange. And a lot of times you yourself can be called on the counter.
Yeah.
So kudos to them. Hey, and
hold up really quick though. We before you give your shout out, let's get that interview for Peter Pridgeon.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Got an interview with Peter, scoring the hat trick. So Pete, if you can pull that up really quick. All right, Monday Night Football. Here are with D1 Peter Pridgeon. Scored a hat trick today as Christian Heritage defeated Atkins County 3-1. So Pete, just give us the emotions of the game. You obviously scored a hat trick, 2 free kicks. So how does it feel to be going to the state final? And how did it feel to score the hat trick in this game?
It feels awesome. You know, I'm about to cry because like it's a goal of ours that we worked for 4 years, every single day, throughout summer, throughout spring, and it's paying off right now. And that's what it is. Hard work pays off, and it's all glory to God. You know, it's him always like showcasing that we are Christians and that we try to showcase every time that it's all about him and not us.
And like I said, yeah, win 3-1. Another thing, how does it feel? So keep this in mind. You are now part of a team. In the last 3 years, there have been 10 teams from this area that have played in state finals. How does it feel to be one of those teams, to be a Dalton up there with a Dalton in southeast of Cuyahoga Creek?
Right.
How does that feel now?
Feels awesome because honestly we were always the underdogs 4 years, and now that the hard work that we are doing every single day is paying off. And you know, yes, we don't have the skills and technical abilities as Dalton or Southeast, but we have great brotherhood and chemistry that is going to lead you in life always.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I noticed throughout this season for you all. You may have, where you lack in technical ability and skill, you guys make it up with heart, grit, where you guys don't stay together. Like, once again, congratulations. We got D1 Pete with a hat trick tonight as Christian Heritage advances to the finals. They will play Tuesday night at McEachern High School.
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome back. Thanks to Pete Prejean for giving Juan that interview there. Juan, hey, I want to give some special attention
to the tall boys,
to the big lads in the back, as Juan puts it. So that back line stood up quarterfinal, semifinal, has given up 2 goals, been solid all year. And that's Daniel Gill, Levi Bishop, Noah Simpson, Joseph Bolger, and a big shout out to Manny Cruz. You boys have been solid all year long. And
Joseph Bolger, is that any relation to John Bolger from the Bells?
I don't know.
It looks like it, but hey.
Hey, look, I'm not like Juan. I don't know everybody's relationship in the county, all right? Wait, I'm getting a nod from White Chocolate. That is accurate.
Okay, yes.
So he knows.
But look, we got 20 seconds. Like I said, they're into the finals. They're going to be playing tomorrow. Closest drive of anyone at McEachern, 7:30. We've already saw the sign goes out for getting the dismissing kids early. Don't let them go to school. So we'll see that. Hey, but when we come back, we got a special guest.
Let's do it.
So, all right, we'll be back in a few minutes with Mr. Hayden.
One of the benefits of working with a smaller firm is that you're not handed off from attorney to attorney. Attorneys don't come and go. We'll be here, and we'll be handling your case from start to finish, and you can count on that.
I will be handling your case personally. We don't have a bait and switch system. We don't have an attorney who sees you to try to settle your case, and then another attorney or paralegal to come in the middle, and then a third attorney at the end. You will be my client. I will talk to you from the moment you walk in until I hand you a check and see you smile. During your initial case evaluation, you're going to come in and you're going to meet with me or one of the other attorneys in my office. We're going to listen to you first. We want to know about the car accident or the wreck or however you got injured.
We'll give you advice about how to handle the case going forward. But the important thing for our client is to understand is that our job is to take the stress off of them, take the worry off of them. Once they leave here, leave it with us, we'll handle it.
We are passionate about representing people in wrongful death and personal injury cases. It's what we do. It's why I became an attorney. We will unburden you of the concern of worrying about how to deal with insurance companies, about worrying about how you're going to pay your medical bills. We will explain that to you and walk you through all of the processes and protect you all the way. You can call us at 706-278-2099 or contact us through our website. That's cowanlawoffice.com. We have a link that goes directly to us 24/7.
All right, welcome back to Monday Night Football. Special guest.
It took me 2 seasons, but I got him on here.
Well, he's a senior, and obviously he's going to talk about his college, Todd. So let's turn it over to you because you nicknamed him.
White Chocolate himself is here. Hayden Adams, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Hey, so big announcement coming up. A big day for you. Is it tomorrow?
It's Friday.
It's this coming Friday, right? So you're going to be doing your formal signing. And where are you going to school next year?
I'm going to Reinhardt University.
All right. You going to be playing soccer?
Going to be playing soccer.
That's awesome. Well,
have they talked about what position they're looking to play you at? Same
right back, center back, 1 of the 2.
Okay.
And sub in a goalkeeper when needed? Is that...
All right, Todd, I see you got something on here. Something about how many goals via the header. Because pretty much his highlights that you've always seen have all been headers.
That's
all
right.
the corner kicks.
All the corner kicks.
So
you've scored 12 goals in your high school career. And how many were headers?
10. 10 headers.
Hey, Reinhardt, you may want to get out an insurance policy on his head.
That's right.
Or get it. If something happens, he can get some money off of his.
That's
right. If something happens, like David Beckham when he
Look, I've never seen a guy the whole stadium knows who's going to the back post, and still somehow this guy gets up and gets the header.
And he scores them in clutch games too. So let's just put it that way. I know he's
So speaking of clutch games, what in your opinion, what was your biggest moment as a Bruin?
I guess I said junior year when I scored against Southeast. Man, that moment was just amazing.
Yeah.
The adrenaline was rushing. It was the first goal of the game, so I just had.
It set the tone. It set the tone, and Southeast knew at that point. I thought that they were in a dogfight, and that game turned out to be an amazing game.
Is this the?
Yes, it is. Is
this the from last year or this year? Yeah, it's
last year.
And also, is this the game where wherever Jonathan would go, Hayden would go?
Yeah.
Yes.
If Jonathan came over
what a battle!
That was
a battle.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see it this year. Speedy recovery to you, Jonathan.
But talking about that, Jonathan, not even another who you played.
Oh, this is a good one coming.
You played Dalton. You played Creek. Who has been your toughest person to man up and why? And if it's one, it could be multiple. But I want to know why. You as a right back, you've had to play against them. Who and what and why have they called you?
Can't be on your team. You can't say Nico.
Yeah. No. I say either Zeke or Jonathan, one of the two. They're both speedy. Zeke knows when to make the runs. Jonathan's good with the ball. So they're both tough to defend and great attackers. So.
Yeah. We don't disagree. I don't want none of that.
You're right. Zeke is very calculated.
He knows where
he knows where he's going to go. The problem with Jonathan, he's a wild card, and you saw that he's going to go. He'll take it from 30 yards out, like a Chris Lopez.
Yeah.
So
you're moving on to Reinhardt. So what are you what's your expectation going there? Or let's start out with this. What was the recruitment like?
So they invited me out to a camp. Went with one of my buddies, and we went down there. Not expecting much. I just went down there to play around and kind of show my face. And so they just picked me up from that camp basically, and they offered me, and I was happy to go and continue my career. So.
And where do you play? Do you play club ball here locally?
I used to play club ball. I played for NSA Hammers.
Okay. Oh, you played with Rory back in the day.
I played with Rory.
Okay.
OG Hammer. Look at that.
I'm an OG Hammer. I played with the Hammers since 3rd grade.
And you didn't play the last couple years?
No, we the team not officially, sadly broke apart.
Okay.
This last year.
Okay.
So I didn't play travel.
Yeah, because you had some of you boys on that team. Y'all went way back, right?
Yeah, we went way back.
So if y'all didn't see, I did release a photo of Hayden. His mom gave me of some of them back in the day when they were 9 and 10-year-olds. And hey, there are some faces on there that you will recognize, and those guys turned into some ballers, including this guy right here. So.
And we have on here, Todd. You said, and so Todd came up with the nickname White Chocolate. So when you first, how did you first hear about it, and what did you think about it?
I heard some idiot yelling it in the stands.
No, that's where it was. It was the first time I played Dalton, and some I heard it in the stands. I'm like, do I take it as an insult or a compliment? I don't know. So I just went with it, and it just stuck with me.
Do you like the nickname?
I like it. I don't have a problem with it, honestly.
I think probably people would know you more as White Chocolate than you by your actual name.
Yeah.
I'll get text and it'll say White Chocolate again.
Yeah. So.
Well, and how much time we got?
We got 3 minutes.
All right, hey, so Pete, roll this tape. I got one question here. I have to roll this tape. Can you explain to me what's going on here? So, what is exactly? Why the disrespect? Why are you?
I wasn't disrespecting. I was practicing my future. You know.
You're gonna be a mime?
director?
Are you gonna be
I was
a
gonna
professional
be-
mime?
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to be behind the cameras here and directing, telling people what to do? Okay.
Right.
So you were telling Nico, hey, Nico, say this. You've got 2 minutes.
Yeah, I was telling Nico what to do. and stuff
Okay.
like that.
You're
No.
coaching him up.
No.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, Todd mentioned like you and Nico are pretty tight. Like y'all are like boys.
Yeah, I love Nico. He's fun to play with. We've grown up together. We went to elementary, middle school, and high school together. So he's always been there and been a friend of mine.
So think about that. Like you guys played since y'all been playing since that, and look at the legacy you guys leave at Northwest.
Yeah.
How does that feel? Just think about the legacy y'all have left. Obviously, the 18 team won a state championship, but y'all went in, y'all lost to a tough Southeast team last year. But you
Come back and won region this year.
Come back and win
What
region.
was that winning the region like this year? I know that was a big moment.
Beating Southeast is one of my goals of my career. So beating them was like, I mean, I got emotional.
This is your last shot, right?
Yeah, that was my last shot. So I found I was happy to beat them.
See, and that's the thing, and that's what we always say. You know, Dalton really looks at, Southeast really looks to try to beat Dalton. Northwest, like, okay, we just want to beat Southeast, and then we can worry about Dalton.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, and then that's why that game is always intense. You said we never know which way that game's going to go because it's going to go one way or the other, and it's all because of the emotion. County kids,
and honestly, that Southeast Northwest game has been terrific the past few years.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to keep getting better and better with the talent that's coming up in both sides. So
really quick, we got about a minute left. You're going to Reinhardt. What do you think your transition? Do you think it's going to be? Obviously, it's going to be a lot better. There's going to be a lot more skilled players, even though there's a lot in this area. But it's just going to be notched. What are your expectations going into that?
Put him on that protein plan.
Yeah, probably. I need to work out some more. I need more skill on the ball.
Okay.
I think they're going to play faster.
Okay.
That's how college goes. Is they play faster and smarter.
Okay.
And you can't afford more mistakes.
Todd, anything else? We got 40 seconds.
No,
left.
I just bet they're going to get him in the weight room and try to put as much weight on him as possible because we keep hearing over and over again that that's the biggest jump is the physicality and the speed at the
especially in NAIA, physicality, speed. Is Dalton State on your schedule by any chance? Because they're in NAIA.
Yeah, they play each other.
Okay, so we may have
there
to check
you go,
out
folks.
Jamie Mandela at Dalton State, Mr. Tony's older brother. Yep. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of flavor. With that, we're getting ready to here in a few minutes or a few seconds go to commercial break. But what we're going to do, we're going to try to keep him on and see if he can give us a little bit of picks, right?
Yeah, some insight.
Well, not picks, insights.
Or insight on because he's played against all three
All right.
teams.
And with that, we're going to come back and we'll be at the final segment of Monday Night Football.
Who's up for some football?
That's not football. This is football.
And Eddie, there's one thing that we all can agree on.
That's it. North Georgia is the home for new and pre-owned vehicles.
And don't forget accessories, parts, service, and collision needs.
Claro que sí se puede. Come see us.
Hey, that's our part.
Experience the power of the links. OptiLink's streaming app VidLink, powered by its fastest internet service, GigLink. Your link to reliable remote access to healthcare. Your link to the best educational opportunities. Your link to our community's only local provider. Your link to the ultimate in entertainment choices and gaming experiences. No interruptions and faster downloads power up your life with the perfect combination of speed and entertainment. VidLink and GigLink. Upgrade today and get the power of the link.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? Open up a world of possibilities when you sell your home and make those dreams real. At ColdwellBanker.com, you can get an instant estimate on your home, compare cost of living city by city, and learn more about our revolutionary seller's assurance program. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams. At ColdwellBanker.com.
welcome back to Monday Night Football. And before we go in to start discussing picks, we do want to say big shout out to Geiger Legal for sponsoring our highlights and everything that we had all year.
Where's it at?
Right there, Geiger Legal. Thank you. Right above the head of the guy that scores 10
That's
headers.
right. Hey, we didn't plan it.
We didn't plan it that way.
Sometimes.
But hey, let's go ahead and roll right into this graphic of the finals.
Yeah, thank you, Pat and Hunt from Christian Heritage, for giving us this graphic, because you know we didn't produce this.
No, we didn't.
That is a beauty. You know, I don't know whether to pay attention to the information or to just like gaze at the beauty of it.
It looks so good. But look, I mean, these are the 3 teams that are in the finals. May 2nd, which is tomorrow, and they're all at 7:30. Yep. And they're all at different sites now.
Christian Heritage is going to be down at McEachern. That's in Powder Springs. That's a short ride down 75 for most of us. On the 3rd, jump on the bus that's leaving from Coahulla Creek, and you end up down in Macon at Mercer, and that'll be a 7:30 start. And then on Thursday, head down to Duluth. I don't know where Duluth is.
Duluth is Gwinnett County, is northwest, I-75 going towards or not I-85, like if you're going towards Athens, but it's right
go
there.
visit the Gwinnetians out there.
But, you know, by then we will know if we'll have 3 teams.
Yeah.
You know, at least 2 state champions, if not
I know.
one.
So the anticipation could be palpable by Thursday night. But, you know, it all starts tomorrow night. We got Christian Heritage. They're going to be taking on Georgia Military, traditionally a really tough school. But tell us a little bit about, you know, your experience in playing like Christian Heritage.
And what are their keys that they need to do to win?
They're really good at counterattacking. I mean, instantly when we lost the ball, we felt the pressure of them instantly.
Is that coming from Marco and Peter just playing the press?
It's the whole team. They find Marco, they find Peter, and they just attack. And it's great. Their defense is, I mean, you can't beat them in the air really, because they're so tall. I mean,
and that's what we said. In the air, they're going to win the battles. Probably you got to do quick 1-2s, try to get them on the feet, because technically on their feet aren't that quick. But like you said, in the air, if you try to do a corner kick, I mean, it's that. And then Manny Cruz has just been exceptional all playoffs.
Yeah, he really has. Like I said, the improvement from last year to this year has just been incredible with him. And he's solid. Distribution out of the back is good. Shot stopping is good. And, you know, at this point, it's just like, don't make any big mistakes. And he's just solid.
And then Georgia Military College, I mean, we've seen some common opponents. We know there's some changes in this game from maybe some players or player not being able to play. So if they see that makes a difference, we will see. If not, you just stay tuned for tomorrow. You can tune into NFHS to watch the game.
Or just drive down to McEachern.
Or
Get
drive
out
down.
of there at 5 o'clock, drive down the interstate, and go scream.
They're probably not going to have tacos, but going down that way.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, what about Creek? They're going to be playing Coney County. You know Creek. You probably grew up playing with a lot of those boys. Mm-hmm. What are their keys and what do they need to do?
I don't know. They're good at counterattacking and defending. Obviously, Tony in the back. I mean, he's a fortress back there. Playing the long balls down the wings too. They have speedy wingers, and then Saul on a shot, left foot shot. I mean, give him the ball and he's going to shoot, and it's accurate. It's a great shot. So,
Todd?
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's where I'm at with it. It all starts with, I mean, to me, the engine is Saul, and the anchor is Tony. And Tony protects that back line. The back line is solid, but Tony protects them too, right? And then he springs that counterattack. He picks up that ball that's coming through the middle third, and then boom, springs a counterattack long ball. So for me, it's the same keys as always. And so goes Saul and Tony. So goes.
And
Chris.
this game will be at Mercer, so get ready for a nice little drive.
They do have a bus that's going to be going down. So for students that want to go, they do have a bus.
Jump on that bus.
Get on it.
And finally, Thursday night, Dalton, once again in the final, versus Midtown. A surprise. We were thinking it was going to be McIntosh, but Midtown has just gotten hot lately. So what are your keys for Dalton? What do they need to do to bring home another state championship?
Just play like they normally play. They play fast, they play speedy, they can play around you, they can also counterattack at the same time. They're all around a great team. You can't lose your guard versus Dalton, really. Because if you step and no one's covering, they're going to play the ball and they're going to get around you instantly.
If there is a chink in the armor, what would you think it is?
Oh, man.
And this is nitpicking.
Well, they keep in mind, they lost their starting keeper. Now they're back to the back.
The keeper, yeah.
But keep in mind, they did that last year too. They lost Mesa's. So remember this. Mesa had his older brother was keeper last year, got hurt. Right. Israel had to step in, and then he just took over. Now Little Mays is stepping in to take over for Israel for the Red Card. So, I mean, it may be, where older brother couldn't bring him home with a championship, maybe now there's going to be the little brother. I mean,
I like the matchup personally. I think Dalton, man, they've won in all the right ways this year. They've made it to the game. They've adjusted the way they won, the comeback the other night. This just looks like a team to me that is poised, right? Whether it's playing McIntosh or not, like that's out of the way.
Well, they're poised and hungry because they lost last year. Mm-hmm. They knew they had it. They knew they were probably a better team due to some circumstances. They weren't able to win it for circumstances of their own, and then they changed their style. But I think if they stay, my keys, and I told you, were Dalton's got to play Dalton, like Hayden said. They got to do what Dalton does. They can't change their game plan for nobody else. Even if they're losing, they can't start doing direct, or just try and do direct, because then the other teams are going to sit back and absorb the pressure. They need to do what they do. If they do that, I think they do that. Hopefully, I haven't seen Midtown, but we know they struggle against bigger, more physical teams. So because they're more of a finesse team, so we'll have to see what comes out.
Well, to me, the Chamberlain game just showed me that they're ready to go blow for blow with a larger physical team, and that's going to give them the confidence that even if it does turn into that kind of game, that they are able to pass around through and that sort of thing and get the result.
And here's the thing with all these teams, you got to think about Kahala's going in. They're going to come in with their jersey on. What do they got on their jersey? A star. Dawn's going to come in. They're going to be on the field. What do they got? They got 6 stars. So, like, right there, they're like, hey, we know what we know what we're doing. We're here. We've been here before. So, any picks? I mean, I got my picks. I'm saying all 3, but
I don't want to pick, because here's the thing. The guys know the position that they're in. This is an opportunity that they have earned. They've fought for it. They've put in years and years and years to arrive at this point for the seniors, right? So they know what they're capable of. They know what they got to go out and do to take care of business. And if these 3 teams go out and perform at even 90% of their capability, they will win.
Yeah, and nothing's been announced. We're not announcing anything. But if one of these teams win, there could be a potential Soccer Town celebration. But
somebody's got to win.
We got to see somebody win. So we've got 3 chances. All we need is 1 winner, and we'll be doing this again for 3 years in a row down at Bird Park. But
there might be some watch parties. Some places this week.
There may be some places.
You should just explore those options.
Just go to your friend's house and watch a game. If you know somebody, just go there, watch it. We're not saying anything. We're not paying no fines.
That's
we're good.
Right.
So if you can, go to www.nafedchss.com and just pay the money. All right. With that, we are out.
Thanks, White Chocolate.
See ya.